want to welcome and introduce Rhonda Robbins. Her background is she's a life coach. She's a practitioner of neuro-linguistic programming and is in the training for NLP trainers training, and she's an extraordinary presenter. Welcome to Rhonda Robbins.
Thank you so much. So how's everyone tonight? Good. Since I don't know some of you very well, the first thing that I actually wanted to do is I want to actually just have you each, if you're willing, to tell me your name and to tell me if you've been here before, what you've gotten out of it, or if you've never been here before, what you really want to get out of tonight. I'll start with you, Patrick.
I've been here a few times before, and I'm here to hone my presentation skills.
Okay. What have you gotten out of everything you've done? What's your biggest get that you could share real quickly?
That the mind is just an amazing device, and you can do so much more with it than you'd ever thought you could.
Awesome. Great. Okay.
My name is Mark, and I've been here a couple of times. I've been coming here for a while, actually. And I would say probably the biggest thing I've gotten out of studying NLP is the communication and the ability to understand where another person is coming from.
Great.
I'm Liz. This is my second time here. I would say that what I've gotten out of it is more, I think I've kind of been familiar with, the way the mind works, but it was nice to actually put more structure and names and, words to it, I guess.
Awesome. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Mark, for coming.
My name is Marcia, and I come most Wednesday nights. And what I've gotten out of it most is being able to be in charge of my state.
Okay, great.
My name is Jane, and I've come a couple of times, and I'm learning more about NLP and also how to communicate better and in using those skills.
Okay, and did you say Jane?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. Savannah.
My name is Savannah, and I love NLP training. It's a wonderful tool. It has taught me so much about myself and able to present material in a meaningful way.
Great. And I'm assuming that since Bill has spent the greater part of his life doing NLP, that somehow in his life it's transformative since he's studied with some of the originators of it.
Yeah, that's right.
What's the biggest get for you that you could quickly share?
Well, it's become something that every day I can find something new to excite myself with and focus on and learn about, and there's a constant level of growth, and there's also a sense of community, so that here tonight that there are lots of people who have come back from previous meetings. It just continues to build the NLP community in a way that is warming, and everybody is interested in learning and open and receptive to being here.
Great. One of Bill's other goals, and he's probably shared it with you, is to create the global world of NLP and to have Phoenix as being a mecca here in the United States for NLP practitioners. And not just NLP practitioners, but also people who are interested in emotional freedom technique, hypnotists, to get the community at large who's interested in change work to join that. So that's another one of his passions and goals. So. What I want to talk tonight about is I want to talk to you about the 6 levels of awareness and being. And with that, I just want to say, who do you be? Who do you be? And are you being who you want to be? Are you getting what you want to get? Are you having what you want to have? And so if we could pass out the little handouts, I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to draw some squares on the board here. This is also known as Dilts Logical Levels, but I'm calling it the 6 levels of awareness and being. They're getting smaller as they go up. It's like a birthday cake. And I'm also probably going to erase some of this for you because there's 3 things that I'd really like for you to get. I believe there are 3 gets in this for you to take away with. And the first thing is to obviously understand the 6 levels of awareness and being. And number 2, to get who you be in those levels. Not really good grammar, but it gets the point. And then 3, Within these levels, we are either reactionary or resourceful. And I hope everybody can read that. Can you read that if my writing is okay? There's a hierarchy, and those of you who actually study vibrational energy, if you know anything about the chakras, they always start at the bottom, and that's kind of your base energy, and then they kind of go up to the higher color or vibration. And it's the same thing is true here. At the top we have spirit, and at the bottom we have environment. There's a series in between, a hierarchy as you go up or down. And the second level down is identity. Then we have our beliefs and values. We have our capabilities. And then we have our behavior. So there's some things to know about each of these places. If we were operating at total spirit, we would be a guru sitting on top of a mountain and nothing would bother us and life would flow and we would be who we are. We would be connected with everything that is. But most of us probably aren't at that level. A lot of us really do understand our identity. We know who we are. We have a good sense of worth and value and what we're up to and who we are. Then if we have a sense of identity, that's based off of our beliefs and values. And then we believe that we're capable, and that shows in our behavior, which then affects our environment. However, if you're like me, as you're going through your day, you notice that many people live in the environment. And the environment is the when, where, and who of life. There are also two different things to think about as we think about the 6 levels of awareness and being. One of them is for those of you who are coaches or you're dealing with clients who are into change work. This could be where you find them at this particular moment. But I'm kind of taking a broader stroke with this, and I'm looking at it as who you be in life, who you generally be in life. Are you generally more operating from the environment, which, by the way, is very reactionary? The environment is very, very reactionary. Something happens in the environment, and you have an immediate, unconscious, subconscious reaction to it because of the way you've been programmed. So that's what this is about. The behavior is the what we do about what happened in the environment. How we respond to the stimulus we had in our environment is what the behavior is about. The capabilities are the how. This is how I can learn to do something, how I learn to walk. We have skills. As we learn behaviors, the more times we can repeat a behavior, it becomes a capability. If we can consistently repeat a behavior, hopefully we're repeating good ones, and not the ones that are causing us to be overweight or to continue smoking or to do some of the other destructive things we do to ourselves. But the more times that we can have a behavior to continue to consistently occur, it becomes a capability to us. The beliefs and values is the why we do what we do, that we have the capabilities that drive the behavior that affect and influence our environment. I'm going to talk a little bit more about these after I outline them. The identity is the I am, and for those of us who are future pacing it, it's going to be the who I choose to be. And the spirit is our mission and purpose. One of the things that we think about as we think about the different levels, if you, for instance, have a belief or a value that you're stupid or that you're fat or that you can't do something very well, that limits your capabilities, how you're able to respond to that. You're not as resourceful. So it filters all the way down into your environment. Somebody asks you to do something, you go, oh, I can't possibly do that. You feel powerless, you feel like you're a victim. When we're talking about making changes within ourselves and changes with what we're doing, the higher up the hierarchy that we can unhook it, the more benefit you have because it ripples down. If you make a change in your behavior, for instance, you change how you're able to operate in your environment. If you change and you add capabilities, which would include resources, resourceful states and resourceful ways of being, the more resourceful states of being you have, the better your choices are that you're going to make. That's in NLP, we have what's called requisite variety. And it's kind of a big word that just means the more tools you have and the more capabilities you learn, the more choices you can make. You're no longer just being reactionary. You're instead being able to choose freely what you want. You have more of a menu, if you will. And the better choices that you make, ultimately the better life that you have. So the higher you're able to unhook it, the better it is for you. So an example of somebody being in the environment, the when, where, and who. Have you ever heard somebody say things like, oh, stuff just happens? You guys ever heard that?
Sure.
Do you know people who say that routinely and regularly?
They don't say stuff.
Okay. How about always, never, ever? Oh, that's just the way it is. Do you run into these people? They are completely living in the environment. It is happening to them. They have no control over what is happening to them. And so they feel very, disempowered. They feel like, this is just the way it is, this is the way life goes, I'm just going to do what I've always done and get what I've always gotten. That's just the way it is. At some point, if one of those persons who's saying, this is the way it goes, they go, I am so sick of this. I am so sick of this particular thing happening because this is a reaction for me. I have this immediate reaction. You tell me I'm stupid and I get defensive and I get mad and we have a big fight. I don't want to keep doing this. This behavior doesn't suit me. I don't want to keep being in this environment anymore. Then they have to start examining their behavior. They have to start thinking about, well, what's really happening? What do I want to do about it? What do I want to change? You're elevating your behavior and your level of awareness up. So now you're starting to think about what you can do about that. And as you find a resourceful way to deal with that, and you continue to repeat that, not getting angry, feeling like you have more choice, you're not just reacting anymore, then you start developing that into a capability.